Oh, 7 o'clock. We've got people on. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this evening's Monday night panel. As usual, we've got our normal host, Vic Morgan, and joining Vic tonight is our head coach, Ben Garner. So let's bring them on straight away. Evening, Vic.
Good evening to you, Pete. I hope you are well after a fabulous weekend involving Swindlingtown Football Club.
Yes, I am, Vic. And I like your shirt in the background there, Vic.
Yeah, safely delivered. So looking forward to wearing that on Saturday when we should all wear red.
That's what we're all pushing, aren't we? Yeah.
Yes.
And I know that I was down at the club for a couple of hours today. So there are loads of supporters packing the shirts and shipping them out. So they should be with people, well before Saturday anyway.
And we should say thank you very much indeed to those volunteers who are putting in an incredible amount of time to help out the club in a variety of ways. So thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, there are people staying till 7 o'clock in the evening sometimes to get them shipped, and they're people, taking the time off work as well to get it done. So thanks to everybody.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got our head coach on, Vic. So we'll bring Ben Garner on now. Hi, Ben.
Evening, guys. You both okay?
Yes, very well. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed.
So we know there's a game tomorrow. So I'll just step out, Vic, and let you have a good chat with Ben. See you in a few minutes.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed, Pete. The rest of the panel will be joining us after we've had a chat with our new head coach. Just to say, Swindon have sold so far 2,812 season tickets. So that's a magnificent effort in short space that they've been available. And let's get to that 6,000. Let's pack out the county ground on Saturday and turn it red. Ben Garner, welcome to the football club. Thank you very much indeed for joining us this evening.
My pleasure, Vic. Thank you for having me.
Just a quick word about you. A lot of coaching experience at Crystal Palace, West Bromwich Albion in India, and of course, dare I mention it, Bristol Rovers. If I might ask what you might bring out of that experience at Rovers, I don't want to go into the ins and outs of it, but you must have learned lessons. I guess you're a sort of chap who does learn lessons from that. What did you learn from that Rovers experience to bring forward to Swindon?
An enormous amount, to be honest. Like I say, experience on the coaching side, but there's so many things you experience in that managerial role that you haven't experienced before. So a lot of aspects off the pitch, I would say, more than on the pitch itself. And coming away from that experience, I've sort of focused on the elements that were inside my control and identified where I could improve, what I thought I did well. And almost anything that was outside my control, just let it go, because, there's nothing you can do about that. So just took ownership of what it was I could improve and work to do that during the period that I was out of the game.
Yeah, I read a piece that you wrote after that experience. And, like anything in life, that's what we do, don't we? We learn from those things. And here you are at Swindon as head coach. Can I ask you when you knew that was happening? Because obviously the last 3 weeks have been a whirlwind for everybody. So when did you know that was going to happen?
Probably about 2 weeks before we came in. So it was a long 2 weeks waiting around because the pre-season days were obviously ticking away. So it was a frustrating period because we were chomping at the bit to get in and get going. But we knew the situation. We understood it was out of our hands. And we've just made the most of every minute since we've come through the door.
Well, you certainly have. Can you explain your head coach, but can you explain your relationship with Ben Chorley? And indeed, I'm not going to ask you about specific transfer targets because no manager wants to give that away. But what, do you say to Ben Chorley, I want this player? Does he say it to you? What happens? How does that work?
Well, I first met Ben obviously just before coming in. So we had a good meeting. We knew a lot of people within the game mutually, but had never met each other. That conversation went really well. I had a list of players, Ben had a list of players, and there were a lot that matched up on the list. So between us, we came up with targets that we wanted to get into the football club. Really pleased so far that we've managed to get a number of those in. There's been a lot of hard work, especially on Ben's side. So really pleased to get those in. And we'd like one or two more. So we're still working hard to do that. And then we think we'll have a squad that we'd be happy with.
Yes, I'm not going to ask you again for names, but specifically which areas are we talking about?
We certainly need another one in forward areas. Probably one more area we'd like to strengthen. And we'd then like to have a little bit of a step back, to be honest, and assess the squad over a couple of games, see how it looks, how the balance is, and then just, identify if we think we need one more before the window closes. So if we can get the one or two in that we want, it'll then be a case of having a little step back, having a little breather, taking a look at the big picture and deciding if we do bring one more in.
What was your impression when you first walked in? Because as you said, I mean, for everybody, it was a nightmare of a summer, for us supporters, least of all. But, the football club, what state was it in? And how difficult was it once you got in to get things moving?
Before coming in, I have no idea. Obviously, I've spoken to the staff that were here, heard from a lot of people, but since I walked in the door from the first minute, it's been fantastic. All of the staff that were here, all of the staff that have come in, the players that were here, the players that we've brought in, it's just been so positive, and everyone looking to move forward. So, and that's around the club. Everyone you meet, everyone you speak to, there's so much optimism around the football club. So much probably gratitude for having the football club back and for the supporters to have that, and everyone now pushing forwards together. So it's a really great place to be. From the first meeting with the players, from the first meeting with the staff, we just spoke about drawing a line under the past. It's a new era, it's a new way forward, and having nothing but positivity. And that's how it's gone so far.
Yeah, you'll be aware of of how it was before, and on many of these panels during the summer, we were worried whether we'd be kicking off at Scunthorpe on Saturday afternoon. You'll have seen the reaction of the supporters there. I was there. It was magnificent. I'll be at Cambridge tomorrow. Really looking forward to it. And I think that's the point, isn't it? We are looking forward now.
Yeah, we look forward to every game. We want to, as a group here, we want to attack the season. It's been a difficult period. We knew it was going to be very challenging with the amount of time we had in terms of preparation, in terms of recruitment time. But we want to be positive and take that challenge on. So, but like I say, we knew we were behind the curve a little bit, but we've worked as hard as we can to get up to speed. Obviously, a fantastic performance and start at Scunthorpe on Saturday, and we've got proper football back now. With the supporters in, it's a different sport. It's just not the same without the supporters. So, that 800 or so that were at Scunthorpe on Saturday that felt like 2,000 or 3,000. I can't wait for Saturday to be here at the county ground and hopefully we'll have good support at Cambridge tomorrow night as well.
Well, I've got to tell you, I'm 65 and I was weeping a bit on Saturday. It was magnificent. And I've got a note here from Craig who sent his comment here, and he says, seeing the movement on Saturday was so exciting. One of the best town performances and most memorable days out since my first game in 1975. From Dean, welcome to the club. Ben, and congratulations on the excellent performance on Saturday, the start of a great era. And I think that was what most people were thinking about on Saturday. There's a pub across the way from Scunthorpe. It was packed with Swindon fans. It was just lovely to be back. We've had a miserable 9 months, quite frankly. You must be, at the moment, you must be loving it because despite all the hard work, everybody is in the same direction.
Yeah, and that was the great thing about Clem all the way down through the club. There was a clear alignment on what we wanted to do, the direction we wanted to go. So everyone in their roles around the club, they've all got their own skill set. They all contribute, but everyone knows in which direction and what we're trying to do. So all of their efforts are worthwhile. There's no wasted energy. We're all moving forwards in the same direction. And the entire staff around the football club have been absolutely superb since day one of walking in. So it's been a great start. It's, like I say, there's so much positivity. We know there's going to be challenging times and difficult moments, but if we can all stay on that same direction and stick together with good processes, then, you know, we'd like to think we can be successful in the future moving forwards.
Yeah, you'll be aware, of course, you've raised the bar a little bit on Saturday. Most people's expectation, you know, was to see this season through. But, of course, that performance was so good on Saturday. And I likened it. You won't know about this, but the Plymouth away a couple of seasons back when we won 2-1 on New Year's Day, magnificent atmosphere. It was similar to that. That's how good it was. How difficult was it then? You've got a lot of players coming in a short space of time. You've got to get them playing together. How difficult is that to do?
It's very difficult on paper. I think the fact, the attitude, the application, having an open mind from the players has been the key, because they want to do it, they want to learn, they want to improve, they want to play the way we want to play, which is fantastic. Scott Lindsay and Scott Marshall that have come in with me, all the other staff that we've brought in, there's been so much work on the training ground. I mean, the amount of training we did going into the Peterborough game was an enormous load, enormous week, but we did that without losing anyone to injury. Nobody broke down, which was the key. We've then had a good week going into the Scunthorpe game, and you know, after I said on the game Saturday, I can't speak highly enough of the players for the performance they put in on limited time. You know, and everything they did on the day, you know, it was incredible from them.
Yeah, two of your summer signings, of course, Ben Gladwin and Harry McCurdy, both netted. So that must be pleasing. And I don't think we'll be seeing the ball lump forward in 4th Division style this season, will we?
No, not at all. Just not. It's not what I believe in. We've got, like I say, a clear direction, the way we want to play, and we won't be going away from that. We want to improve it. We want to develop it. We'll be flexible within it in terms of formations and personnel, but our style of play won't change.
Well, lots of comments coming in, so let me read you some of them. Here we go. From Mark, welcome to Swindlingtown, Ben. Great result on Saturday. You'll find that if you put a team out on the pitch that gives it all, the fans will be back and will back you 100%. This is a football club ready to take off. From Robert, welcome, Ben. What do you think are favourites to go up apart from us? From Stephen, purchased first season ticket in 30 years today. So thanks for the positivity, Ben. And from Richard, thank you and welcome to our wonderful club. Who are you looking at as one of the favourites? I'm not going to say that we'll be one of the favourites. So who are you looking at?
Seriously, I've not looked at it at all. My sole focus has been on us. I'll be perfectly honest. I'm not concerned with any other team in this league apart from Swindon Town, and we will respect every team in this division, and we will do our due diligence and our analysis of them. But we will have no fear, no matter who we're playing against. So, home or away, we're prepared the same way. We look to be as positive as we can, and like I say, we're just going to attack this challenge, attack the season, and see where it takes us.
This is from Mark, a coherent head coach. What's going on? It may not work, but at the club, it finally seems to have a plan. And I think that's pretty much everybody's view at the moment. And I know I'm going to let you go in a second. But this from Rob, once we're past the immediate business of recruiting a first team squad, is there any thought of building up an under 23 side? Because I know you are very much keen on younger players coming in, aren't you? And bringing on younger players. So is that a target of yours?
Yeah, it's something that we've spoken about in terms of possibly going down that route. We've had a lot of the academy players training with us and being around the group. Several of them were on the bench on Saturday. If players here in our own club are good enough, we will create a pathway for them. You know, Harry Parsons is obviously in the squad at the moment that's come through from the academy. We want that pathway here. If we can develop our own players and they're good enough to go into the first team, they will get that opportunity. And we will look at different ways of doing that in the future, whether it's an under 23 team, whether it's a B team. That's certainly something that we will consider and would like to probably put in place in the future. But, you know, we obviously got priorities at the moment. But yeah, these are areas we want to improve the infrastructure across the club. You know, I know Clem's got a lot of ideas around building infrastructure and improving the football club as a whole. And from our part on the football side, we want to do that as well.
This from Trevor. I live in London and will be getting my first season ticket in over 25 years this season. Got a feeling. So there you go. Just finally, then, you'll be aware that Swindon have a miserable cut record over the last few years. And I mean wretched, quite frankly. Where does Cambridge tomorrow night fit as a priority, would you say?
Well, it's the next game, so it's our priority now. We want to have a look at some other players. We've got players that need minutes. Obviously, we've got to be aware of the limited pre-season that we had. So no player in our squad did 90 minutes in pre-season coming in. So a lot of those players, that was their first 90 minutes on Saturday. You know, normally you'd have 2 or 3 90 minutes before going into that first game. So we've mapped this out and planned it in advance of what we were going to do in this game. We've stuck to that. Even though we've won the game, we'd have done exactly the same if we'd lost or drawn on Saturday. So we've prepared today very well. We'll travel tomorrow and be ready for the game. And we want to win the game with the team that we're putting out, regardless of what competition. You know, even in the EFL Trophy, if we've got the opportunity to blood some of our younger players, which we'd very much like to do, that's a part of it. We still want to win the game, but we want to do it with giving those players an opportunity. So that would be our focus each and every game this season.
Of course. From Craig, my first season ticket since 79-80. So, you know, that's how it is. Ben Garner, thank you very much indeed. We'd welcome the time in sometime in the future when it's settled down a little bit to chat about yourself in longer detail, if that's okay with you at some point. So we'd welcome you back anytime.
Okay. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much indeed. We'll speak to Andrew Steele-Davis if we could just for a moment or two. Ben Garner, really appreciate your time. Our new head coach, and obviously got a busy time ahead of him because he's off to play at Cambridge tomorrow with the rest of the squad. Andrew Steele-Davis has put out a lot of social media content in the last few days, which has brought great congratulations from many fans. Andrew Steele-Davis, welcome back to Swindlingtown Football Club.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just walking.
And we've lost Andrew Steele-Davis, but oh, you're back.
Thank you very much. It's great to be back.
Good old Wi-Fi. We seem to have. Are you still there, Andrew? We'll try one more time.
Sorry, have you got me?
Yeah, I got you now. But if you just speak, we can hear you. I think it's just your picture's frozen. But if you'd like to speak. Oh dear. Are you there?
You got me. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Lovely. Yes, we can. Yeah. So, you're back temporarily, I think, at the moment, but maybe it might not be temporarily. Is that right? No, I think we've lost Andrew. So apologies for that. But that's the face of Andrew Steele-Davis, who is the man behind the social media content that you're getting at Swindlingtown Football Club at the moment. So we'll speak to Andrew another day. Pete, if you'd like to bring the rest of the panel on, and we'll discuss the rest of the agenda ahead of us. But a great chat with Ben Garner. What a lovely chat.
Yeah, great. Yeah, really good. Really good. And it's amazing how many people are signing up for a season ticket after so many years without. So it's great.
Absolutely incredible and very good. So
right.
Keep doing it. Yeah.
So we've got our panelists tonight. So first of all, we've got Johnny Leafield from the Adverse. So let's bring Johnny on. Hey, Johnny, how you doing? Oh, and I think I've muted you. So we're muted at the moment. I'm unmuting him and he's muting himself. And right, hey, Johnny, how you doing?
Yep, not too bad. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yeah. And we've also got Tom Jones, Swindon Town midfielder from the 90s, and one of our few players who have played and won at Wembley. How you doing, Tom?
Yeah, very well.
Great, thanks. And finally, we've got Mitchell Singh. So Mitchell's one of our new panelists this year. So welcome, Mitchell.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
And so I'll leave you with these three, and I'll be pushing through any questions that people have up to the panel.
Lovely. Thank you very much again, Pete. Let's start with you, Tom. Opening day of the season, a 3-1 win away at Scunthorpe. How important is it to a football club to get 3 points on the board or a point on the board on the opening day?
Yeah, I mean that's a great result. I don't think anybody expected that. Particularly a 3-1 and a really, really good performance. The one thing that I looked at, I see the highlights, is to see so many Swindlingtown fans in behind that goal. And the one thing that Ben, can look forward to is a fantastic following, and hopefully that will increase as the season goes on.
Yeah, and how much does that matter to a player? I mean, you will have experienced fantastic following in your day. How much of a value is that to a footballer?
Yeah, it's like a 12th man, really. When you step out or on the way to the ground, coach, and you see the amount of fans at the side or in and around the ground, pubs, etc. And there's nothing better, when you walk out for the kickoff and you see that many fans in behind the goal. And as I say, as performances and as the season goes on, that will increase, because the one thing that Swindon do have is a fantastic fan base.
Yeah, it certainly is. Johnny, I know you made a comment on Twitter about hearing the Swindon fans throughout the game. It must have been lovely for you as a reporter, to see that again.
Yeah, it was like you kind of get so used to being able to concentrate, but I thought it would be really hard to kind of concentrate on what I was doing, trying to feel the atmosphere again. But I think I was so happy, I just didn't really notice. And obviously I was sat pretty much sort of the other end of the pitch, really, and sort of in line with the 18-yard box. Like I said on Twitter, you genuinely could hear the Swindon fans clearer and more often than the Scunthorpe fans away to my left. And I think they got a bit, if it was a bit of a competition, I think they got quite downbeat quite early, because the Swindon fans were just honestly consistent throughout the 90 minutes. It was so you get a bit emotional kind of listening to it, and just you sort of breathe a sigh and go, that's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, Mitchell, I as I said to Ben Garner, on an old chap, and yet I got quite emotional. And I think, welcome to the panel, by the way. It's great to have you along. As a fan, how emotional are you feeling right now? Because it just seems to me this is the best spirit we've had at the football club for a long, long time.
No, yeah, I wouldn't say I'm an emotional person, so I wouldn't say I get too emotional. But I think the Peterborough game when Anthony Grant came off in the stand innovation, I felt a little something there, the atmosphere there, and then the fact that we potentially really genuinely didn't think we were going to have a team 2 weeks ago. I worked with a Bury fan and said, it could be the same situation. So the fact that we have a club and the positivity is there, and even the negative people that you naturally see on social media are positive. Yeah, it's really enthusiastic. It's not something we're used to be openly honest, but at the same time, I'm also a little bit pessimistic, because we're great when we're great, but we can sometimes turn a bit early. And I just want everyone just to be, Saturday was great and no one saw it coming, but not every game's going to be like that. We just need to be a little bit patient, because there are going to be days where, we might somehow lose 3-0 to Sutton and suddenly everyone turns, and we just got to be patient and understand, it is a building process and it's not going to happen overnight. And one game doesn't mean we're going to win the league. Scunthorpe are arguably not a great team either. So everyone just needs to be a bit calm, but enjoy the moment at the same time.
I think I'm right in saying that on the opening day of last season, we won 3-1 against Rochdale and we're top of the league. Is that right, Johnny?
Yeah, that's spot on. Yeah, our opening day record is actually outstanding. So, and obviously, the last 8 years, a complete variety of seasons have happened over the course of that 8-year period. So, I agree with Mitch. It's one of those where it's great and we should enjoy this moment because we deserve it, and everyone deserves it who's involved in the football club, because we never knew it, you never knew if it was going to happen. But at the same time, you kind of got to temper expectations and just be like, okay, this is a long season. We've just got the first 3 points. We need to get towards 50 to secure our league status, and then anything else that happens from then is an absolute bonus.
How difficult is that, Tom? Because you'll know that, as I said to Ben, the bar gets raised, doesn't it, on an opening day when you win 3-1 away from home, and suddenly everybody's expectations rises about 200%. So as footballers, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the result, and then you think, we've hit the ground running, but with so many, new faces in the club, staff, etc. That amount of players. There's going to be times when you're not going to get the performance that you're looking for. Some will fall off the ladder. It's going to happen because only so many signings work for you. And then I think that's where I was talking earlier, that he would have to look and probably regroup, take their time, have a look again, and to give the players that he signed a chance, to go and perform. He was on about game tomorrow night, Cambridge, new faces, give the lads a chance to perform. And it's whether they can be consistent and, like you say, pick up points, and hopefully, things will improve as the season goes on. It's a great start, but it's the first game of the season. There's a long way.
Yeah, there is, isn't there, Mitchell? And I think that the worst thing that can happen, what Swindon do, they get a huge crowd, everybody's in there, it's a fantastic atmosphere, and it all goes a little flat. And we've seen that so often in the past, so we've got to be ready for that, haven't we?
Yeah, it's managing everyone's expectations, and it's Saturday's going to be unbelievable. I think it. I'm not an emotional person, but I can imagine it's going to be quite a big one for a lot of people. I know a lot of people who are again returning, coming back. I've been a season ticket holder since Sammy Igo, Sam Parkin days, but I know a lot of people who are returning. I've got a friend who's gone to the odd game here and there. I've got a friend who's quite stingy in Vietnam, bought the season pass to come watch the games, to watch them online, and that atmosphere is it's really positive, and it's again just want to make sure that everyone doesn't get too excited, because we said we're great when it's going well, but we're not great when it doesn't go so well. And I sit in the arcos, and they're the same season ticket holders who sit around us, but even they start to get angry at the littlest things, and you can hear the frustration in the crowd. Suddenly, stupid things you start to push up, get into, and the most basic football terminologies start getting shouted, and people get really frustrated. So we need to appreciate we're in a relegation battle. Anything else is a bonus. Let's manage expectations. I heard after the Peterborough game, people go, this is really exciting. I was like, yeah, but it's the Peterborough B team. Let's not get too excited. Enjoy the ride. If we stay up, a successful season, but just manage expectations, and anything else is a bonus, because
yeah, absolutely right. And I talk as a Swindonian, and there's nothing more we like than being miserable about things, quite frankly. When our football it's true, it is absolutely true. Just before we carry on, Andrew Steele Davis is back with us. Hello to you.
Hello, sorry about that.
That's all right. The miracles of Wi-Fi. Just a quick couple of words, really, about you and what's happening at the football club. You're there temporarily, but are you hoping that it might be a little bit more than that?
I mean, at the moment, I'm just focused on helping the club out. Obviously, they asked if I could come and help in an interim basis, which I'm doing. Obviously, I've worked for the football club before, so I kind of, have that little bit of experience. I mean, obviously, as everyone else on this panel, I'm born in the town. I'm Swindon through and through. So obviously, I've loved being back, and kind of whatever happens. But just for now, it's a real honour and a privilege, and I mean that to have been asked to help out, because it's a real special feeling at the club. I've never experienced anything like this. I've been back a few days, and yeah, I've never ever experienced a vibe like the one at the club, and from top to bottom, everyone's in it together. And I know that's a bit of a cliche, but it's true in this instance. Everyone's really pulling together. The work that's going on, from the first team on the training ground to the backroom staff to the office staff on a daily basis. Everyone's putting an absolute shift in to get this club back to where it belongs. And I think kind of we said that in our social media stuff over the weekend. We've got our club back, and that's the main thing. But it's kind of pushing on now and taking that next step and stabilizing and moving on. But no, it's great to be back, and I'm just happy that I can help the club I grew up supporting.
I know you fell out of love with football a bit, didn't you? I know you're passionate about American sports. You cover that. Ice hockey is your big thing. But are you going to get that love for football back? Because it is something that's in our blood, isn't it? And once you fall out of love with it, it's sometimes difficult to get it back.
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't go into it too much, but it was obviously a difficult kind of situation when I was last at the club. It was, it was difficult in a number of ways, and it was just I kind of just needed a bit of a reset at the end. But I'll be honest, it's only taken a couple of days to be back, and my love for football's completely back. I was at Scunthorpe on Saturday, and I think I even said to Johnny, just being there, I was like, yeah, I feel like I'm fully back, and just to be in around the first team, it was well and truly back by the time kickoff came, and so yeah, that passion, it never goes away. And I mean, like I said, to be back with the club now with the new regime and just the vibes that are going around, it's just been brilliant, and I'm fully invested.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Steve, for sticking with it and joining us again. And good luck with dealing with the likes of Johnny Leafield and Andrew Hawes. It's tough. I know it's a tough gig, but thank you very much indeed, Andrew. Get off and get some time off before you head up to Cambridge. So thank you very much.
Anything we can do to help in any way, just let us know and we'll be more than happy.
Appreciate it very much indeed. Andrew Steele Davis, the man behind the social media on the account. And I tell you what, Johnny, not often do you get a lot of credit for people doing social media work for a football club, but he's had a lot of credit this weekend, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell it's, no disrespect to the guys that have done it before, but there's when it's your club, you feel a bit different. You can tell, like, you kind of get invested and you begin to follow a club. If you, I kind of liken it to, I went to uni in Brighton, and then I follow Brighton now, but it's not the same as Swindon, is it? So it's the same with Andrew. Like, he felt the bits I have dealt with him so far. It's sort of felt like he's been there for ages, and it's really natural to him, and I think it fits with the kind of the sort of direction the club's going. It's nice to have a few old faces at least, and it's obviously really, you never like to see anyone else sort of fall out of love with football, so it's really nice to see him back, and hopefully he'll do a good job.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. This from Kev, loving the new shirt behind me. Oh, thank you very much. So just Simon Cox and Tyler Smith to bring in. The Town are on their way. Tyler Smith, I might throw that into the mix in a minute. From Rob, 3 points closer to staying up. Let's get 40 points early on, then see what happens. From Neil, I'm so desperate to get back into my seat on Saturday. From Robert, nice to see everybody also positive. Can't believe it was all doom and gloom just 5 weeks ago. Wow. And from Ian, it's nice now to be welcome is it nice now to be welcome at the club, Johnny? We'll ask you about that in a little while, and I'll let you prepare for what you're prepared to say. Because yes, okay, we'll leave that one for just a moment. Tom, you are involved with Royal Wootton Bassett Football Club. I know that. So you're kind of you're not taking a total step back, but you're a little bit back. What have you made of the whole changeover in the last couple of weeks or so?
Well, one thing I was thinking there was the mist is gone. It's a new beginning. Everybody's got a positive mindset towards it. A lot of new faces in the club, but also hopefully there'll be a lot of old faces, the ones that were there through thick and thin, returning. We've got a lot of media saying that they're buying season tickets again. And I think that's what Swindon need. They need to draw a line in the sand where it was and just move on. And everybody's so positive, and to get a fantastic start, let's hopefully see the team improve throughout the season, because as I say, it's a long way. It's a great start, but it's a long way to keep get those points.
Yeah, and there's sort of the likes of Barrow, not being disparaging to the likes of Barrow, but they're tough trips, aren't they? Into the unknown for many respects. We haven't played Barrow since about 1969, I don't think. So, trips like that have got to be encountered and got to be dealt with in this long season. But
these clubs, have seen the ups and downs. Barrow used to be a league club. Took how many years to get back? You've got the new beginning where Sutton. Also coming into it, they'll be looking to hit the ground running, albeit they got beat at Forest Green Rovers just down the road from us. You've got Forest Green, a lot of investment there. They'll be looking for another surge on promotion. So there's lots of teams with high hopes at the beginning, but ultimately you have to earn the right.
You do. This is from, let me see, John. The closest feeling I've experienced this current emotion was when Lou Macari got sacked and the fans got him back. Let's get behind them, win, lose or draw. From Peter, I've been a supporter since the 1960s, but this feels like a special situation coming from the top down and the bottom up. Let's pull together and enjoy celebrating having our club back. And Mitch, I guess that's what people are just delighted with. I mean, I can't describe the atmosphere I felt on Saturday in that pub in Scunthorpe and then in the ground itself. It was just very special.
I think it's the first time where we to be honest, all been united in something. And because there's always going to be a divide, people are always going to have their opinions of it, and I don't doubt that this will come sooner down the line. But like you said, from the top to the bottom, the CEO is a Swindon fan. That's important. The people who are coming in are Swindon fans. They care about the club. It's not just a job. And from fans, that's all we want. We want somebody who's going to care about the club and not in it to make a quick buck or sell some electrical boards and then make some money out of that or do this. We don't want people who want to see Swindon as a money-making scheme. We see people who care about the club. And, I live near the stadium, so I walk my dog around every day. And I think that the first day that Clem was in, that car park's been empty for months. You get the odd car here and there. You only really see Mildenhall's car up in there for a few weeks. But that first day back, that car park was rammed. It was 8 o'clock in the morning when I walked dog, absolutely rammed. And it's the atmosphere, just walking my dog around is completely different. There's always a queue for tickets. Today I saw people on cherry pickers painting the side of the Arkle stand, the frame, from like a weird grey to white, so it looks red and white. And you can see even like little things like that just adding that little bit. They were cutting the bushes down that were up near the Harris fencing. They would look like they were taken down. And you can start to feel the positive when you walk around. When I walked around before Clem came in, I was walking around, it was dead. It was not a nice atmosphere. It was quite a cold feeling place. But you don't feel that now. When you walk around there, you feel the energy. You can feel the buzz. And Saturday can't come soon. It could be, regardless of the result, it's going to be a special day. And I said before Saturday, I said, if we lose, fantastic, because we got a club. If we draw, amazing, because we've got. If we win, I'm ecstatic because it doesn't matter. We got a club. We got a club, and we're playing in League Two, and we've got a good team. And we've got the right people throughout the whole team. So as fans, I think we're all united and happy in the situation at the moment.
Yeah, this from Richard. Vic, trips like Barrow are the away days that Scotland-based fans like us are looking forward to, I'm sure. This is from Paul. I was at Vicarage Road for Tom Jones' goal-scoring debut. A great day. And, it was a great day. And I think some people sort of, Tom, we should say to you, thank you very much indeed for what you did for our club, because you were magnificent in midfield. It's as simple as that, really. From Alan, I've been looking forward to our first home game as much since I've been to Wembley. Let's have loads coming in. So thank you very much indeed for this. From Ian, Johnny, any idea if McEachran and Kelly are still at the club? And what about the atmosphere for you? Because it was tough last season, Johnny. I think it's fair to say, and you had to deal with a lot of rubbish. So how is it for you now?
Firstly, on the players, I don't know, and I'm not going to ask the manager because I don't want to annoy him again. But, in terms of the atmosphere for me, it's, as diplomatically like I say, it's night and day. I think that when I noticed it kind of first was what we did. So Ben Garner's and Clem's official press conference, unveiling. And there's, I don't know, I couldn't really describe it more than it felt like the whole atmosphere just felt like lifted. Like before there was always it was just a case of, get in, kind of keep your head down, just do it and get out, really. It was just like that shouldn't be like that, but that was the way it was. I absolutely hated it last year, to be honest. I was there's a couple of occasions where I was pretty much in tears, just why this is one of my dream jobs, why the hell is this happening to me? But look, that's gone now. The way it is now is weird. It's just so weird, but in a really good way. I'm able to speak to the I'm just able to like ring the CEO up and say, oh, where are we with season tickets, or can I just get a quick word for you on I don't know, the first home game and stuff like that. And I keep saying I don't really know I'm born. I just didn't know it could be like this. I've never known the club to be. I mean, it wasn't as bad as like last year, but I don't think it's ever really been great for as long as I can remember, anyway. But yeah, nowadays it's I don't know. It's really nice. It's just like I'm kind of able to. I think there's an understanding there. Like we're both, like myself and the club, kind of understand what the other one has to do, and it's just communication there. Like I can ask stuff, and they can say to me, "Oh, can we do this?" Or be interested in that, and I'll say, "Can I speak to so and so?" Basically, we're just the club's kind of being run properly, and I'm now almost like in shock that this is actually how it should be, but I'm in shock because I'm like, I never expected it to be this open and transparent. Like they keep saying, they've been true to their word so far.
Yeah, tremendous. This is from Steve. Seeing Clem in the crowd at Scunthorpe was amazing. Wish I could have been there. Well, it was amazing. Nobody could get anywhere near him, quite frankly, but he was in the crowd. It was an extraordinary thing seeing the owner of the football club in the away fans behind the goal. From Joe, 54 years of fan, this Saturday feels more exciting than the first Premier League game. And this from Jackie, can't wait for Saturday. It'll be like the Exeter game 2 seasons ago. The thing is with that, Tom, I always hold the Exeter City game a couple of seasons ago up as a bit of a benchmark. It was a 13,000 crowd, first against second. Wonderful, wonderful atmosphere, spine tingling. And you will know from your days as a player, that atmosphere feeds itself onto the pitch, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely, yeah. There's nothing better than a full house at the county ground. As I say, it's like a 12-man really, like because it is such a tight ground and the atmosphere in there. I mean, it just urges you on. Funny enough, after the Wootton Bassett game on Saturday, I will say we had a good FA Cup win.
Well done.
But
Congratulations.
Somebody had posted on the social media, Clem in the crowd, and ex Swindlingtown players from Chrissy Taylor, Dave Bampton, myself, Sam Collier, Matt Ballman, all watching it and saying how great that was. It's, as I say, it's a whole new beginning. I think, without saying too much, the dictator's gone and now it's a fresh start.
Do you think that's the way to look at it now? To draw a line under it, Tom, and just say, right, now we go forward. We forget what's happened and we go forward.
Yeah, you can't turn the clock back. They've made a decision. They've brought in, as I say, new chairman, backroom staff, with the manager. It's all positivity. It's a great start. As I say, just looking forward now to the rest of the season. Hopefully, results will follow. There will be down days. As I say, when you sign a lot of players, it doesn't always work straight away, and there will be changes coming up.
Yeah, this from Malcolm. Loving the sentiment from everyone to stick together no matter what. This feels special. Let's keep the vibe going. I think that's the thing, Mitchell, isn't it? We were so close to losing this football club that anything is a bonus. And do you think, though, you know what football fans are like? They can change very quickly, as you said before. So what would you say is the honeymoon period then?
A cold Tuesday night where we get beat by someone that we don't expect to. So Sutton away. That's a Tuesday night. The thing I like at the moment is he wants to play the right kind of football. Okay, that's what we're a little bit spoiled at Swindon. Even when it hasn't been great, we've tried to play the right football, with the exception of Sheridan and Flitcroft. We've always tried to play the right football. So I think we can be patient with that, and I think we will stick together in reason. But I know through Mark Cooper and Luke Williams' period, and I've heard it from Bristol Rovers fans that I went to uni with. Is there a plan B if we're playing nice football and it doesn't work? If there's a plan B? We get frustrated quite easily, and I hope this is different. I hope that we stick together and go, look, let's stay up. But I think a cold Tuesday night away to Sutton, suddenly we're getting beat 3-0. Yeah, a defender's made a mistake or something. And we could, like, not me personally, but a number of the fans could turn up. He's not good enough. Get him in. I can just see it. But again, I'm hoping I'm wrong, and this is something completely different, because before everyone was split down the middle, with their opinion of the way the club was run and they were playing football. Now we're all united. Hopefully the patience is there and we do stick together, because we need to make the county ground somewhere that people don't want to come. And previously, I don't feel like that. I think the guys last year got away with it, because I think the fans would have turned on them and it would have been a very hostile place for the players to play. And we have done that before. We have turned on our players. I hate it when our own fans boo our own players. I think it's disgusting. But again, that was when the fans were divided. Hopefully, because we're all together now and we all agree, and the CEO's a fan, we stick together. But we'll see how long that lasts. If we all appreciate that we're in a relegation battle, anything's a bonus, then great. But if people get a bit excited and a bit carried away, then it will be that cold Tuesday night at Sutton.
Would you have renewed your season ticket had the takeover not gone through?
No. Interestingly, because I kept saying last year, I'm not doing it. But I knew deep down inside I probably would. I just wanted to say it. My next door neighbours have seemed to go, and we're going through the fence. No, I'm not doing it. But I knew that I probably would. But it was when kind of, everyone kind of said, look, that's the only way we're going to get rid of him is to start. Okay, then I'm going to have to sacrifice and not go in. I don't want to go because I look forward to my Saturdays. I enjoy it. But if it meant that it was for the good of the club, then I would have done it. And I genuinely didn't know anybody, and that was renewing. Whereas we all think, and I'm not going to do it, but deep down inside you probably would. I didn't know anyone who was genuinely, the people I sit with have all been there for years and years. And even they were going, we just got to stick together on this one and not do it. So I wouldn't have, if it didn't change, I wouldn't have. And then I said I live across the road from the stadium. So when it went 11 o'clock, I think I said at 10 past 11, renewed my season ticket.
Yeah, there were many of us who were in two minds, so I have to tell you about it. And thank goodness we don't have to face that situation now. This from Jackie: we need to be patient. We have our club still. That's the most important thing. From Tracy: can't wait to get back into my seat on Saturday and see our lovely steward and my STFC family I've sat with for over 10 years. Missed you all. And I'd like to say hello to Eric, our steward who's by us all the time. We have a chat every week. It's great. It's fantastic. This from Darren: does anyone know why the away travel office is fenced off? We've heard that this area has been sold by the previous owner. Can't confirm this. Maybe Johnny knows. Johnny, do you know anything about this?
Ask Aled.
Okay.
No, so I literally deal with don't sound like a manager here, but I deal with the football stuff.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. All right. And talking of the away travel, SAS, who are magnificent, I have to say, who do tremendous work getting us to games in places like Salford and things like that. Currently open for phone bookings 7 till 8 Tuesdays, but not on match days like tomorrow night, of course, and Thursdays. In-person bookings once we've our new location. Hence the reason I'm doing this now. And I think they're in discussion with the club about getting a new location. Please leave a message if you can't get through, or send a text and we'll get back to you. Email is sastravel@sky.com. That's sastravel@sky.com. Or you can go onto Twitter at @SAS_travel. That's at @SAS_travel. And we've got the telephone number as well, which is 07535 917 872. That's 07535 917 872. And what we'll do is we'll put them in the Facebook comments underneath our Facebook page so that all those details are there. Because from my radio days, I know that people don't have a pencil with them and they don't have a piece of paper, and they go, you sent them email too quickly. Why did you do it that quickly? So we'll do it like that, and so you can find it. Yeah, gosh, how many people used to moan about that? Anyway, Tom, right, for the rest of the season then, what would be your best hope for Swindlingtown Football Club this year? What would you say?
I think it's just consolidation, really. Nobody's ever going to say they're going to win the league, albeit, stranger things have happened, because once you hit the ground running and you get that confidence, the one thing Swindon have got, as I said, is a fan base, home and away. And if the crowd and the performances are of the same, then anything can happen. You find that extra half yard, whatever. Like you win your 50-50s. Your keeper makes great saves, and you may only have a couple of chances in the game. If your strikers are on form with that confidence, anything can happen. But I think overall, the club would look to consolidate. I think we're all pleased that we have a club now to support, and I just wish them all the very best for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, absolutely right. This is from Mark. I agree with Mitchell that we should keep our feet on the ground. Let's also remember that, ramshackle or not, when the county ground is rocking, it's one of the best atmospheres you'll experience. What's the best atmosphere you experienced, Tom, when you were there? I'm guessing playoff semi-finals might feature quite highly.
Yeah, I think Blackburn, having beat them 2-1 away and scored 2 very quick goals at the county ground, and we're leading 4-1. The atmosphere for the whole 90 minutes was just absolutely rocking, knowing that we were going to Wembley as well.
Yeah, it was an amazing atmosphere. I remember it incredibly well. And, the style of football that you played in those days under Ozzy, I'm guessing is pretty similar to what Ben Garner wants to play. A lot of possession football, playing it on the ground. I don't know if you can comment how difficult that is to play in the lower levels of the league. Is that difficult or not?
I don't think so. I think if you've got a clear path and the players understand it, that's where you get your work on the training ground. Then there's no reason why you can't, be a passing side and be successful with it. I think it's just what players and particularly if the manager's bought into it and that's the way he wants to play, you work at it and you keep working at it and you don't go away from your principles. Of course, there's going to be times when you have to change, you have to dig in. On your Tuesday nights, as we were saying, like your Suttons, etc. That's just part and parcel of being a footballer. Sometimes you have to do the ugly side of it, but I think the manager said he wants to be a passing side. That's what their principles are, and first and foremost, that's the way you're going to set out to play.
Yeah, this is from Glyn. We didn't have a club a few weeks ago. Results won't go our way sometimes. Please don't get on the players' backs. And from Terry, I think all the backroom staff should get a standing ovation before the start of the match. Johnny, I suggested to Rob Angus last week that maybe there ought to be a fan appreciation day for the likes of Matty Vernon and people like that who work behind the scenes for no money. Let's not forget that for a while to keep the club going. And, they should get our grateful thanks for a long, long time to come, shouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly that. It's not only what they did over the summer when there was all that uncertainty. I think it was what they did last year and towards the end of the season when things were just woeful. They carried on doing their job and, people wouldn't have thanked them then. But, by God, they deserve some thanks because that would have been just a horrendous place to work. And what they did when they had no direction, they were not getting paid. They were like, they are obviously aware how they know what a football club means to the community, to the whole town, to everyone that supported over the years. Our fan base has got people like that comment on this that again, I've been going since like the 50s and the 60s and stuff. So yeah, they kind of putting in those selfless acts day after day. And I think, just a little thanks, a little applause, just to say thank you for what you've done. It will go a long way because they didn't do it for that reason. They did it because they love the club. But, when you get something like that, everyone likes being kind of praised and given a bit of thanks. So yeah, I think that's the least they deserve, a little moment on the pitch before the game.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And we should say there's the roll of honour as well, isn't there? That fans who have passed away in the last 12 months, that's also being done on Saturday. So getting your seats for 2:45, I think is a message from the club, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think Rob said they're they're going to do roll to all the people that have passed away and things. And then if anyone's like missed out or, there's a lot going on, if there's anything they accidentally kind of miss a name off, then they'll potentially do like a subsequent one, just so they don't, miss anyone out and things like that.
Yeah, and that's one of the great emotional moments. This from Darren: Blackburn at home was immense. Tom. Try Swindon 4, Arsenal 3 from Mental County Ground. That was extraordinary. And I'll always remember after Swindon went 2 up against Arsenal, the steward picking the ball up, kissing it and putting it on the corner flag. It was just fantastic. Jan Fjortov scoring the winner against Spurs 2. From Alex, can't wait for Saturday. The pitch is looking good. Marcus has worked his magic and I've helped a little. Well done, Alex. And from Neil, I've got the bug back thanks to the new ownership. Yeah, Tom, first I'm going to ask you about Royal Wootton Bassett Football Club, I should call them, because, you are involved in them. So you got an FA Cup win on Saturday. Where are you? How's it going?
Yeah, we've had a really good pre-season. We've brought in, again, 5-6 new faces, been good acquisitions. We've had a decent start. We went to Bishop's Cleeve last Tuesday, one of the favourites in the division, albeit we were 2-0 up at half time, but ended up finishing the game 2-2. It was a positive start, good performance. And then, of course, we capped that off on Saturday with a 4-0 victory in the FA Cup at Thornbury. So overall, a real positive start. And tomorrow, if people can get themselves out there, get to Royal Wootton Bassett, we're at home against Roman Glass.
That's a Bath side, is it?
Yeah, they've restructured the league this year, so a lot of our games are going towards Bristol, Gloucester. We now don't go down the M4 towards London, so quite a few of our games are much more better located.
Marvellous. And I know that one of your career highlights will be appearing in the Alan McLaughlin Walking Football Tournament at Foundation Park on the 22nd of August. Are you looking forward to that?
Immensely, yes. I'm glad it's walking.
Well, I think you might get a free transfer to a team from Devon that's heading up that way. So good luck with that. We did win the Devon League a couple of years back, so we'll give you some instruction. Yeah. So, yeah. The lads are excited about it, I can assure you. Well, I say lads, we're all about 112, but we're looking forward to it greatly. So anybody wants to come along to that on August 22nd, I think you can still enter it too. That's at Foundation Park on Sunday, August 22nd. Mitchell, so let's wrap this up by saying, where do you think Swindon might finish at the end of this campaign? And yes, we're going to win the league. Of course we are. But where do you think we'll finish?
We get another striker, so we go get Smith back, see if he wants to play.
Yeah, Tyler. We mentioned Tyler Smith at the beginning, didn't we? And if I didn't want to throw that name to Ben Garner, but I know many Swindon fans would love Tyler Smith back this season, wouldn't they?
If he plays with Simpson, I think him on his own, he's not that effective. But if he can run off someone, and in Simpson, I feel like we've got somebody who can run off. I said on Saturday, he went from not being involved to looking like League Two Lukaku in the second half.
He did. You're quite right.
He just turned into something. So we can get another striker, and the bodies that are notorious for being injured, and then there's certain people who get slightly upset. So Frenchie, if you say he's injured, we'll get a little bit upset. If you can keep those people ticking over and out of the relegation zone. I don't want to be over optimistic. That's where I think I thought we were going to struggle in the last 20 on Saturday because of the fitness, and that's when we actually came alive. I thought our guys are going to fall apart, and we needed to score and then hope for dear life, but they scored and then we turn up. I don't want to be over optimistic, so outside the relegation, I'll say that.
Yeah, I think that's realistic. Yes, the last 20 minutes, Johnny, I have to say, was some of the best football I've seen Swindon play for a long time. Certainly, eclipsed anything we saw last year, let's be fair. But it was lovely. It was comfortable, wasn't it? Albeit when the third goal went and we all went, oh. But it was really, really good football.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those where obviously it was really even in the first half and then they got that penalty. But like Ben said, Ben Garner, the attitude straight away was, no, we're still in this. They went out and carried on playing the game, and they didn't really, the crowd didn't get up. They never really sort of took hold of that momentum and ran with it. And then once the penalty kind of came about through Kane Kessler-Hayden, who, by the way, was absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, he's magnificent. Absolutely.
Really struggling not to get overexcited about him. But, once the momentum kind of flips up to our way, we never looked like letting go. And I don't know if this is, I don't know, I had a feeling like doing match reports, you get a feeling if the game is dead or not. Once we scored the second one, I think it was through Gladwin, I just felt really confident we were going to hang on. And I know I'm the same as like Mitch and everyone else, where we were saying the last 20 minutes you felt we might fall apart, but weirdly I actually felt really comfortable. And I thought the team has got the air of a team who just felt like they didn't. Sometimes teams go 2-1 up and then they think, right, we'll just hold on to what we've got. Town kept going, and it's such a great attribute to have. And obviously we kind of deserved to win the game in the end. So that was it was really nice. And it's difficult not to get. It's difficult. It's
Scunthorpe. Yeah, they're going to be down there. Everyone got excited with, I can't remember who we beat early doors, and they were down there with us. They were, last season
it's Rochdale, I think, wasn't it?
Rochdale. Everyone got a bit excited. Scunthorpe will be down there, and they went 1-0 up against us. We got caught on the ball. They went up and scored. And then we turned up. Better teams will not give us another opportunity to.
And to be fair, just after they got their first goal, they had a period where they could have got a second, and then it was a little bit worrying. So, Johnny, where do you think they might finish?
I don't know. One of those where you think, before the ball was kicked, I thought if we stay up, great. And I think Scunthorpe was a good game to have the first game, because it was always a worry. Like with all the stuff that's been going on, you just think, right, the sooner we get 3 points on the board, the better. To have a game like Scunthorpe first, where I think they are probably going to be down there, was absolutely ideal. I think our fixtures throughout August look quite tough on paper, and then it sort of levels out. So, if we can get through August and we're looking okay, then you've got a settled side, and potentially the ideas are kind of bedded in by then, and then you never really know. Like you get on a bit of a run, and the league doesn't look great. I mean, I've looked through the rest of the league, and it's not. There's not really much to be scared of. So I'm just going to go out there and say I think we get in the playoffs this year. Just something really mad. We get in the playoffs, and I just think it's one of those where I've never seen anything like this. Me and Mitch are relatively young, but we've never seen anything like this before. Who knows? It's great. Obviously the expectation is we probably stay up, but why not? Let's just aim for the playoffs and see what happens.
Fair enough. Dream big. Tom, you and I are more experienced than the other two. Where, if I might say that, where do you think they might finish?
I think they could finish mid-table. I think that would be, a plus. As I say, I think with the freshness around the place now, the new ideas. I think, sometimes you're the surprise package. And, as I say, Swindon fan base, big club. A lot of clubs won't like coming to Swindon, or they will, because it's a fantastic atmosphere. And I think if they start just picking up results, then the crowd will only get bigger. The expectation will get bigger. And I think it's just whether the players can rise to it. As I say, I think Swindlingtown, they're certainly not a Division 2 club, albeit that's where they are. But, for the size of the town and the size of the fan base, let's just hope that we can get out, as soon as we can, really.
Absolutely. This from Mark. Newcastle United in 1993 was unreal. Colin Calderwood's winner sparked pandemonium in the Stratton Bank. Those scenes will be back. Thank you very much indeed, Mitchell. Lovely debut. Thank you very much indeed. We'll speak to you again soon. Thank you. Johnny, as always, thank you very much indeed. And walking football legend, soon to be, Tom Jones, thank you very much indeed for joining us this evening. Pete's back with us. Thank you.
Hey, Vic. Vic, before we go, just got two things I've got to advertise. One of you've done for me partly already. And that is a week on Sunday. We've got the inaugural Alan McLaughlin Memorial Walking Football Tournament. I named it. You think I could say it? So we've had a number of teams enter, but we've also had a number of people inquire about entering as an individual and being put onto a team. So that is available if somebody wants to do that. So you can just go to our website, go into our shop, and you'll see a team entry, but you'll also see an individual entry. And whoever plays will have the privilege of playing against you, Vic, and also all right. So if anybody wants to join as an individual, they can still do so. We're going to close the entries in a couple of days, I think. So that's the first thing. And if I cover the second thing, second is if I show you this, we've seen this on social media. So on Saturday, I'll be inside the Don Rogers stand by the sweet shop, giving these out to Supporters Club members. So they're free to Supporters Club members. If you're not a member, you can buy one for £2. It's just a fixture list, wall chart, hopefully a memory of a good season. And also, if you can't get inside the Don Rogers, then they'll be in the Legends Lounge. So both from 1:30, so members can pick them up for nothing. If you're not a member and you want to buy one, then they're £2.
And hopefully season ticket cards, I think, Johnny, are going to be sent out this week, aren't they? Is that what you understand?
Yeah, I think I saw they've been printed today, weren't they? I think they're going to be out. Well, they need to be out soon. So
yes, they do.
Yeah, I got an email from Jordan, who organises all that, and she said they're confident they're all going to be sent out by the company printing them. So yeah, they should be there.
Lovely. Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you.
Great. Thanks very much. So I think our next Monday night panel is a week today, following the Carlisle game. Let's hope it's a good one. Sounds like a Christmas song, doesn't it? All right. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.